It is Saturday, November 11th, and you are watching You Don't Watch Sports right here on the Feo Grande YouTube channel. I am your co-host, Bill Smith. Along with me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, Feo Grande himself, Omari Ellis.
Thank
Omari,
you.
how was your sports week?
You know what? It's good. It's good. Right now it's in the process of being a little shaky as the Panthers are playing the Bears in the toilet bowl at the moment. But they're ahead by like
Lush sound effect here.
and they're ahead by 1 point at the moment. So that's good. Fun fact, at least going into Thursday's game, Panthers this season 0-4 when they score first. The Bears, 14 straight losses when the other team scores first. Panthers scored first. Whose streak broke Thursday? Who knows?
Oh boy. Yeah, that's a barn burner of a game there. You are watching You Don't Watch Sports, where we are the guiding light through your sports conversation this week. We'll give you 3 topics, and those 3 topics are going to guide you through as you work, as you play. You may not be that into sports, and we're going to help you just get a little taster of things to talk about. Omar, you ready to get going?
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got a lot to talk about this week. First off, we are going to give you our NFL midseason awards. It's halfway through the season. Everybody's doing it. You need to know about it. Omari, are you ready to give them some awards?
You know what? I am.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and start us off.
Go right ahead.
First of all, my MVP. There's several guys you could choose from here. I am going to go with Baltimore Ravens starting quarterback Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is rocking a 71% completion percentage, nearly throwing 2,000 yards at this point, 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Beyond the stat line, I am always in love with a Mike Vick, Cam Newton. And honestly, I'm going to stop there to respect those 2 gentlemen because a lot of other pretenders have happened. Lamar Jackson is looking like he might be able to be the real deal. This is several seasons deep, and he's looking wonderful. But I love that mobile quarterback with the giant arm. And I'm excited to see what he does the rest of this season. Moving quickly into my offensive player of the year, I can't choose anybody but the Cheetah. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill is having a monster year, 69 receptions, over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. He's talking wide receiver yardage record. You can't not go with that guy. Defensive player of the year, I'm gonna go simple. Myles Garrett, 9.5 sacks, 19 solo tackles, dominating defensive presence, changes the game. And then finally, I'm gonna predict Super Bowl. We're gonna go with the Philadelphia Eagles defeating the Baltimore Ravens. I am in love with Jason Kelce, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and the entire Philadelphia Eagles. Hungry dogs run faster. I'm going for Jason Kelce's second Super Bowl.
They should bust
Omari,
out the
what
masks.
you got?
They should bust out the dog masks and then hungry dogs. Hey, it worked the last time they won a Super Bowl, right? With Mr. Foles.
Yep.
If you know. Anyway, so MVP, I was about to go with Lamar as well when I saw your thing, because truth as it's told, I hadn't had my NFL goggles on as tight as I should this season to see the whole perspective. So I was like, yeah, that sounds great. But then I started remembering and I started looking, I was like, wait, nah. I'm going to go with that other guy on the other side of the field for your Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson may almost have 2,000 yards. Jalen Hurts has 2,347. And he's over the yards. And we know how Lamar gets his stuff done. He gets it done primarily with his feet, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that at all, because he can throw and he has thrown numerous times. I'm not one of these people that subscribes to Lamar Jackson being a running back. That said, quiet as it's been kept somehow because the media just doesn't feel like talking about the team, I guess, the Eagles are still flying. And so Jalen Hurts is the one behind that. While the other teams are over here bumping into other people, they're going strong. So I'm agreeing. I'm going with Jalen Hurts this time. Offensive player of the year. I wanted to make a joke because I have him on my fantasy team, and I know a couple of those Raven wins have been like 6 field goals or 4 field goals or something like that. I wanted to say Justin, or as my roommate calls him, Jazz Tucker.
Super Jazz Tucker.
I wanted to go with him, but I'm going with Cheetah as well, who is also on my fantasy team and has also carried me to a few wins this season.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good fantasy pickup.
I have him, Tucker,
hot
and
fantasy
CJ
tip from
Stroud.
you don't watch sports. Maybe get the
And
greatest
CJ
wide receiver
Stroud.
in the
league. Don't ask me about running backs. My running backs are terrible.
Who you got on defense?
On defense, I'm going with the betting favorite because I haven't paid enough attention. Also, yeah, I'm going with the betting favorites. I've almost called the man Mekhi Phifer, almost put some disrespect on both their names just because they're not, neither of them is in the other field. Micah Parsons.
Micah
Parsons with the Cowboys. The Cowboys may not do nothing, but that ain't his fault. So Micah Parsons. And for the Super Bowl,
yep,
Eagles, I got them going back. And I hear you, the Ravens going strong. Lamar Jackson going good. And we talked about windows closing and stuff, and I get it. They don't look the same, but when I talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, I gotta say, you know what? They're also 7-2, just like the Ravens are. For all the sky is falling and all of that, they're still somehow 7-2. And you know, this is just them proving that, as they say in the movie 300, even the God King can bleed. But them 300 Spartan motherfuckers, while they proved that, they lost. The God King still won. However, I think they'll win by making it back to the Super Bowl, and we run it back from last year. But I think Jalen and the boys get it done this year and take it down in the run back.
Look at that. From panic bus to Super Bowl prediction in 1 week. Congratulations, Kansas City Chiefs.
Both of which are safe choices. But if it is the Bird Bowl, like what you got, then I'm picking Ravens. And I like them more, just as a team or franchise.
Okay. Sorry to let's see, Miami Dolphins fans, San Francisco 49ers fans. Better luck next year.
Look, you got to win the games, like against the good teams. I want the Dolphins to win. I would love the Dolphins to win. I would love for it to be a Dolphins, I don't know, Bears, Panthers Super Bowl.
No,
but
come on now. Come on
but
now.
It ain't happening.
Let's be honest. From the 2 matchups that we propose, both involving the Eagles, if that Super Bowl was instead Dolphins Niners,
I would love it for the Niners. Dolphins Niners.
Really? Because that sounds like way less interesting of a Super Bowl for me.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, fair.
Eagles,
I like the Niners.
Eagles, Ravens, and Eagles, and Kelsey Bowl 2.0 would be very, very entertaining.
Yeah. I'm not as crazy about the Kelsey Bowl, but
yeah,
the NFL wants the Kelsey Bowl.
Oh yeah, the NFL would love the Kelsey Bowl.
That comes with Taylor.
Maybe that's what 3-4 months away. Like that, you know.
No. She'll go the whole season, and if he loses, she dumps him and performs at the next year's Super Bowl the album she made about her relationship with him. when the Chiefs don't make it back. So not only is he sitting at home
Uh,
to the Super Bowl, she's insulting him in front of millions.
yep. All right. I love you, Travis Kelsey. I support it. I love you, Taylor Swift. Congratulations to you both. I hope love is in the air.
I do
Moving on.
too, but dang it, you knew she was trouble when she walked in, okay?
Okay, Omari. Okay. Moving on to our second topic of the day, we're going to give you a little bit of an MLB free agency primer. The season is over. Huge deal is MLB free agency because we don't have the structured contracts that typically comes in the NBA, and I don't know why it's just so much more focus, so much more drawn out in Major League Baseball, but it is. And just like we have a long season, we have a long off season. And this is the start of it. So we're going to give you a rundown of your top 5 players available on free agency this year. Let's hope your team might have a chance at grabbing one of them. I'm going to go ahead and start us off. You can't start this list with anybody but the phenom Shohei Ohtani. He is a starting pitcher. The market. He is a DH. He hit 40 home runs. He also started 25 games. He was probably the leading contender for the Cy Young before he went down with injury. The man is ridiculous on the baseball field, on top of the fact that he is one of the most famous people right now in his home country. And with him comes an entire country as a fan base, as dollar spenders, as merch buyers, as ad purchasers. Shohei Ohtani is a huge deal. So even with his torn ACL that required elbow surgery, Ohtani is easily top free agent in this year's market. Most expect him to pitch again later in 2025, but he still has a insanely powerful bat until then. If you want to be in the Ohtani sweepstakes, you may have to start at $500 million. $500 million.
I'm sad.
So that's what.
No, the Cardinals are not going to spend that kind of money on anybody.
No, we are very. That's very unlikely.
Yeah. When you quit $500 million, I'm like, oh, they ain't spending that kind of money.
No, as here at You Don't Watch Sports, we are going to officially declare the Dodgers as the front runners for Shohei Ohtani. Omari, who you got next?
All right, keeping it in the land of the rising sun, if you will. We got number 2, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who's right-handed pitcher, age 25, young. So you really want to get him on the free agent market, getting ready to go into the prime. Yamamoto will be posted by the Oryx Buffaloes this offseason. And that adds another, intriguing arm to the free agent market. Pitching is very, very scarce from what I've heard you talking on these previous days. Yep. But this dude has won both Pacific League MVP honors and Japan's version of the Cy Young in each of the past 2 years, and the Triple Crown in each of the past 3. Triple Crown. You know how hard it is to do that?
It's that's insane. That's insane. He is a dominating pitcher in Japan.
Now they do believe he can immediately, and I see why. They believe he can. Scouts immediately believe he can just jump into the number 1 or 2 spot in any big league rotation. And unfortunately, much like Mr. Ohtani, he does not seem to be St. Louis bound. He's going to those other guys up in the north, them Yankees.
Yeah, he it's
Ew,
kind of smelling
ew.
like
I
he's a
don't want
Yankee.
Judge to have a really good pitcher with him. No. Is Judge even still on the Yankees?
Yes, I'm cutting
Okay.
that out.
But yeah, I don't want Judge to have.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he's feeling like he is a Yankee.
okay. Yeah,
Um,
that's unfortunate. We
well,
need him on the Cardinals. But I was told all this last season is the Cardinals had no pitching.
hey, maybe we have a shot on this next one. Number 3 in our list is Blake Snell, left-handed pitcher, 31 years old, currently with the San Diego Padres last year.
Heard Blake Snell's name before.
Snell is the 2018 American Cy Young Award winner, and he could be adding a second one from his resume this season. Most likely the front runner for the National League Cy Young, which would make the left-hander only the 7th pitcher to earn the honor in both the American League and the National League. He's a great guy, although he is what we call in this age a five and dive guy. He's he gives you 5 really strong innings. He's also going to cause a lot of traffic on the base paths. That's why he can usually go only about 5 to 6 innings, maybe 7 innings on a very long night. And that's because he walks a lot of guys, but he is a strikeout machine. We are going to go ahead and say that Blake Snell ends up with my St. Louis Cardinals. That's just a simple prediction. It might be out there in the world.
Take it. A pitcher's a pitcher. We need
let's
him.
Let's go with number 4.
And I've actually heard of Blake Snell's name too. I've heard the other two as well, but
yeah.
I've heard Blake Snell. Up next, we have someone who's not a pitcher. We got Cody Bellinger, center fielder and first baseman, age 28. Okay, this guy made the most of his time in Chicago. Posting a 3.07 or 0.307, my bad, 0.356 or 525 slash line with 26 home runs and 97 RBIs in only 130 games. Now, the 28-year-old Bellinger, he should be set up for a sizable multi-year deal in his second go-round in free agency as the best position player of the lot. And of course he's going to get a lot of money because if there's one team that always pays for their people instead of raising them from the ground like they should, it's the fucking Yankees. I'm sorry. They're just the vitriol. I don't even hate the Yankees, but I hate the Yankees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's not like
this one.
Red Sox,
this one's kind of our long shot as a show on choice, Omari, and I chose this one because just I have the personal opinion that the vibes are so strong. They need corner out. They need center field help to guarantee that Aaron Judge never has to step foot in center field ever again. He shouldn't have to be doing that. He should be in right field. They need a everyday center fielder. Cody Bellinger is a everyday center fielder and one of the best defensive center fielders in the league, no matter how his bat is performing. On top of that, he is a left-hander with a short porch in Yankee Stadium. I think he is a match made in heaven there, and I won't be surprised if the Yankees pull out all the stops to acquire him and Yamamoto to shore up their pitching staff. But yeah, that's our stab in the dark on that one. He could be going to a lot of places, as you'll see here. A lot of this list is pitching. Shohei Ohtani technically has the bat, but he's also a pitcher. Cody Bellinger is the best position player in free agency right now, so he's going to have a lot of suitors.
So you're saying the Yankees is a stab in the dark and you're the player?
Yes.
All right. So give us our 5th name.
Our fifth name is Aaron Nola, age 31, another right-handed starting pitcher. Nola was one of the most consistent and durable starters in the majors from 2017 to 2020, posting a 3.23 ERA in that time and 106 starts for the Philadelphia Phillies. Nola bolstered his free agent resume with a strong postseason, going 3-0 with a 0.96 ERA until he allowed 4 runs over 4 innings in his final championship series start. Now, he has made several public comments about how he wants to return in Philadelphia.
Oh, of course.
And a lot of players say that because it's really awkward if you were to say something else while you're actively wearing that uniform. But I've heard it in audio form. I have seen it in video form. It feels incredibly genuine. Also, as we talked about as the playoffs were going on, that is such a vibe team. Like it is just it is a bunch of dudes that seem like they're just there to like fucking play baseball, man. Like it's a very like, can you believe we're playing this kids game and we're getting paid for it? This is crazy. Let's go play baseball. It just seems like that kind of team, and I would feel like it would be very hard to leave that kind of team. Where you have all these guys signed for long term. He's basically the only one that's not locked up. I think he's going to come back. I think he might even give them a discount to come back. But I'd love to see him as a St. Louis Cardinal too. There you go, Omari.
All right. Well, there we go. Aaron Nola.
All right. That is the MLB free agency primer. 5 names for you to look out for. Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Blake Snell, Cody Bellinger, and Aaron Nola. Omari, for our third topic, I wanted to take it back to something we talked about in our very first episode. Professional video games is now a sport. I am a fan of sports. How do I watch this? Where do I go? How do I consume it?
All right. So
where to begin?
Professional video games, obviously the easiest answer would be Twitch. You know, you can find just about any professional game you want there. The biggest ones, likely you'll just see them on the front page, but your stuff like your League of Legends and whatnot. I'm obviously, as the hat suggests, and some of the other stuff or some of the background material, and more into the fighting game stuff. So, obviously, when the big events come, they have their own channels, but people that are usually hosting some kind of tournament, or at least watching some kind of tournament, you got Team Spooky, background pillars of the fighting game community when it comes to streaming, pioneers. When Twitch TV was Justin TV, Team Spooky was going to tournaments to provide streaming services. NYC Furby, Arturo Sanchez, legendary player and member of Team Spooky, who has since spawned his own brand for streaming and production services, also hosts a lot of fighting game tournaments. Tampa Never Sleeps is a tournament series that has weekly events, online events, and also monthly offline events. You can watch some of them. Then you have Justin Wong. He's a player. You may have heard of him. He's one of, if not the GOAT of American fighting games. And he started hosting tournaments on his channels, like J Wong with 3 Gs. So yeah, there's 4 examples. And also CEO Gaming, because they host CEO as well as CEO Taku, and then some other events throughout the year. So those are 5 things that I can tell you, at least fighting game related. Big ones. So I got, and this is like to watch tournaments. You want content creators. There's Maximilian Dude, and then insert player here. But fighting game tournaments, Team Spooky, you're gonna find them on there. NYC Furby, Tampa Never Sleeps, CEO Gaming. And I think I said J1 because I saw he started hosting like big ones and other kinds of tournaments on his channel, even if he himself isn't. Okay. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, folks, maybe we'll like list some of those down below or something like that. Special shout out to those channels that Omari named. Get yourself into some competitive video gaming.
Victor
Uh,
Font.
that sounds interesting. I want to
God
know.
damn it, the Panthers are losing now.
And with that, we'll close it out. Omari, tell them what they need to know.
You need to know you can find us with more content from us here on this channel. In addition to this show, which is every week, every Saturday, we also have a show every week, every Tuesday with the two of us called This Guy Hasn't Seen, where much like this show, the title is pretty accurately descriptive of the show itself. It's two guys trading movies back and forth. General premise is one guy's seen it, the other hasn't. Go check that out. I believe
What do we
this
got next
coming
week?
Tuesday is Fatal Fury. We got like 2 OVAs for that. It was,
Right.
I believe, Legend of the Hungry Wolf.
Dipping into the
Fighting
animated
games
movie based on a fighting
game
game genre.
Yeah, an anime movie based on fighting games. You see, case in point about where my interests fall. You thought I was joking. I also have a show every week, every Tuesday, elsewhere on YouTube called the Whatever We Want podcast. I do it with a good friend of mine, good friend of the show. We mentioned him earlier, Super Jazz.
Super Jazz.
Thank you very much, as nature intended. We talk about just that, whatever we want. We do that every week, every Wednesday. I also have a Twitter and Twitch myself. You just want to see some casual playing some fighting games. That's Giotavi. That's Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. Bill, you wanna anything else you gotta say?
No.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next Saturday. Adios.